I'm Susan Mann, and I'm on the board of the Associated Humane Society. Let me tell you our story. It may not be the story that you've heard. Many of the animals that we see at Associated Humane have already been through so much mistreatment, abuse, and trauma. Unfortunately, the areas we serve have more of these kinds of animals than the typical community or shelter might see. This photo is the puppies that were found on Isabella Avenue in Newark. This is the conditions that the dogs were living in. These are the Isabella Avenue pups after treatment at Associated Humane. But this photo doesn't just represent the Isabella Avenue pups. It represents the thousands of animals that you haven't heard of that have received care at Associated Humane. There are all types of situations we run into in areas as unique as Newark. Rosebud had been seen by various residents for at least a week in the Vailsburg section of Newark. The Associated Humane Society Animal Control Officer, Tom, had to be lowered down by rope and a ladder dropped down in order to carry Rosebud to safety. This is Felix. Felix's emaciation was so bad that his bones were sticking out of his body because he had been crated and without food or water. We stabilized Felix with emergency care and bathed him, and he had a long way to go, but this is Felix now. This is a photo of one of two dogs, Faith and Hope. Neighbors had told us that the owners moved out several days earlier, leaving one of the dogs, who was completely blind, chained to a fence, and the other dog in a crate in the yard. The neighbors called us when a storm brought torrential downpours, high winds, and cold temperatures. These animals were without food, water, or any shelter. And this is Faith and Hope after treatment at Associated Humane. And this is Bibi. Bibi's owner was a senior citizen who couldn't afford to take care of the dog. Bibi was emaciated, having been fed a diet of chicken bones. Our vet tech, Sherry, took Bibi home since she needed nebulizer treatments. We actually weren't sure she was going to make it. And this is how we help. Our mobile spay and neuter unit provides low-cost spay and neuter services, microchips, and vaccinations to those families who can't afford a vet. We visit schools to teach animal care and respect. This is a photo of Newark shelter manager Hakeem Green with the students at Phillips Academy Charter School in Newark. Our volunteers are our angels, visiting the shelter to walk the dogs, and every weekend attending adoption events to help find homes for the animals. And we have dogs who volunteer. Ginger is at the Branch Brook branch of the Newark Public Library, participating in their Pause to Read program, where kids ages 5 to 8 get to practice their reading skills with Ginger, one of our shelter dogs. We work closely with the local fire department on emergencies and fires to rescue abandoned animals in houses and apartments. We also work with the police departments in cases of domestic violence and murder and rescue any animals involved. And this is any time of the day or night. And we are looking to improve, and we are looking for ways to do our job better by bringing in consultants and meeting with representatives from other animal organizations to learn from them. So thank you for listening to our story. Here's how you can help. Take action. Adopt an animal. Spread a positive message about our work. Help. Volunteer. Support. Text Humane to 501 to donate.